Up next on Sci-Fi Fantasy, the 1989 Keaton Batwing FX board. Hey everybody, it's Kenny Conklin from Sci-Fi Fantasy, part of the HobbyLinkInternational.com family. So today we're going to be talking about the HLIFX 002 board for the 1989 AMT Batwing, which is right over here and right over here. If you haven't heard yet, HLI and the team, Spencer Wolf, Paul Tosney, Tommy Conklin, and myself have decided we're going to start to make electronic boards for your model kits. We're starting out pretty simple. We have a little navigation and strobe board, and we have a few other boards, and we're going to show you the Batman one today. Our goal with these boards is to keep them as inexpensive as possible, and we're starting off slow, and we're going to get bigger and bigger with the boards for better effects. So enough rambling out of me. Let's get over and see the Batwing kit. So now we're going to take a look at the HLIFX 002 board for the 1989 AMT Keaton Batwing. I apologize for the blue tape. I did not put the model together yet. I just wanted to put it together because a lot of you guys were asking to see the boards in action. We'd like to thank Spence for doing them on the breadboard. This way you can see what the effects are, but it's better that you see them in the model itself. So hopefully with the boards we're coming out with, we can get models and get them inside the models. The other thing is I just have everything hand dickied, so if we see a little blip in the lights, that's because I have nothing soldered. I didn't want to put anything permanently together because I didn't work on the kit yet. This kit is actually $20, not the kit itself, but the board is $20, and it's right up here in the corner. You can find that on our shop at shop.hobbylinkinternational.com, which will also be in the description below. So let's get a look at the lights. The first thing I'm going to put on are the wingtip lights and the underneath lights that we've seen in the movie. Now this effect is not part of the board. This is actually LEDs, pre-resistored, working off of direct 9-volt power. You don't need a board to do this. You can put wingtip lights and underneath lights in here. And if you can't see the underneath lights, those are the ones down there by the wheel wells. And I'm going to have this in flight mode, so these wheel wells actually come in handy for putting the lights in there and then covering them up with the panels that go here. And in the back of the ship, when you're wiring this up, there's plenty of space back here to throw a ton of wire in here. So, like I said, this is just straight wired to the LEDs. You don't have to worry about a board, but let's get into the effects for the board right now. So the first effect of the board that I'm going to show you are the machine guns. There's actually a bunch of places on this kit or the Batwing that have machine guns that will fire. And there are the two here, and there's actually two on the nose and the Gatling gun over here. The board can run 15 LEDs, so if you're ambitious enough to try to do the Gatling gun, I am going to try myself and see if I can have 3D parts printed up. We're actually working on the nose guns to 3D print those up so you can have those firing. And if we get those to a point where they actually are good and hollow, we're going to add them to this kit and have them for sale on the site. So what I did was I took out the molded in little machine guns there that didn't even look that great. I took some brass rod, put it in there, and I put a regular LED at the back of the brass rod. You could also run fiber optic up there. This way you get a brighter light, or you can use super bright LEDs, which I didn't. I just used regular LEDs. So let me press the momentary switch, and these will run for about 8 seconds at a random pattern. And I'll hit it one more time. This way you can check it out again. And of course, you don't have to use white LEDs in there. You can use red, you can reuse green, blue, yellow, whatever you want on your ship to simulate the gunfire. So after this, let's take you over to the next effect. Next up, I'm going to show you the cockpit lights. There's actually 3 different effects in here. One of them is an anti-collision or strobe light, which if you want to put on the outside of the ship, you can. Adam Savage just did a video on Tested, and I think they were saying there was actually an anti-collision light on the Canon ship. so you can try that out. So I'm going to flick on them one at a time. What I did for when I build my ship, I'm going to have different switches for each one. This way everything doesn't light up at once. I want to have the ability to just turn a couple lights on here and there, or just fire the guns, whatever it may be. So I'm going to turn on the first one and show you the first effect. And it's just a little winky blinky over there. You can use as many as you want in the cockpit. I don't think you're going to really run that many LEDs in there. Now the next one up I'm going to show you is the anti-collision light. This one you can use on the outside if you want to. They may not show up that great on camera because I didn't run fiber optics. I just drilled some holes and put the LEDs behind it. So this is the next one. You can use it as an outside strobe, or you can use it as a winky blinky inside the cockpit. And there it goes, flashing, flashing, flashing. And like I said, you can use these within the cockpit. You could put a couple of each one and make your cockpit a little bit more interesting. And then the third random effect is going to be this little guy right here. And you can use any colors you want. And it's just another little blinking pattern. Now the first pattern I showed you, that runs to the E port on the board itself. And you can only run 2 LEDs off that one. And that, you guys got to make sure you read the directions on, because it's the only one that's reversed. The E1 gets a positive feed to it instead of a negative feed. And also for it to be brighter, there's a different resistance you should use on it. So make sure you read those directions before you get to it. So those are all the effects that we have on this board. What I'm going to do now is we're going to shut off all the lights and we're going to show them to you in the dark. Now I have the strobing effect and the second effect on together. The problem is I did not use fiber optics in here, so both LEDs are just side by side, so the patterns are kind of mixing. You'll be able to see it when they're not in sync. One is on and the other is flashing. And then the last one I'm going to turn on for you is the last blinker. And there's actually, I have that blinker over there on both sides. There's one on the other side too. And I only put one light on the other side of the cockpit. This is the one that you can only use 2 LEDs on. So again, just please read those instructions carefully. This way you know what is what. And now we're going to move over to the main lights and the guns firing at night. So the first thing I'm going to do, this way the main lights don't wash it out, I'm going to hit those cannons for you. And let's check those out again, because it's actually my favorite effect of this board. We have the cockpit lights on, so let's turn those running lights on. You got your wingtips, and you have underneath there. And like I said, these are all direct lit. And now one last burst of the machine guns while all the lights are on. And that's it. That is the FX002 board. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you come pick them up over at our shop. Thank you everybody for stopping by and checking out another one of our YouTube videos. We really appreciate you coming by. And if you have stopped over here and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I think it's in the corner down there, and also that little thumbs up really helps the channel out. We hope you enjoy the Batwing demo. I'd like to thank Spence for doing the demos on the breadboard, but I know you guys want to see it in the kit, and we're going to try to do more of Spence showing it as soon as we get the board, and then we'll try to put it in a kit if we have it on hand so you can check it out. Also, if you have any ideas for boards, just let us know. Email me or put it in the comments below. We are keeping a list of boards, and like I said before, we're slowly creating more and more boards. So that's pretty much on this board. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you don't know, go over to shop.community.com. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong thing. It's actually shop.hobbylinkinternational.com, which the link will be in the description below. You could click that and go get the board if you want to. That's it for me, everybody. So I hope you all have a great night. Take care and bye-bye.